Knowledge is power. Combine that with 100,000 watts of power, and you've got the most important talk station in Oklahoma. We're the new Freedom 96.9 and freedom969.com. Freedom
Weather.
Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. This afternoon will be mostly sunny, breezy, and very warm with a high of 99. Tonight, expect breezy conditions early on, then clear skies with a low of 74. Tomorrow will bring mostly sunny skies, breezy conditions, and very warm weather with a chance of a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon and a high of 97. Monday will be humid with intervals of clouds and sun with a chance of a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon and a high of 87. Tuesday will also be humid with a mix of clouds and sun along with a chance of a few thunderstorms in the afternoon and a high of 84. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
We interrupt our program with a special bulletin.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station.
Broadcasting live from the command center of Freedom 96.9 in Oklahoma City, it's McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma. Saving lives, protecting property, fortifying Oklahoma one roof at a time. I'm Rick Allen Lippert here with Hague Certified Master Level Damage Inspector, Oklahoma Licensed Public Adjuster, Fortified Evaluator, and IBHS Fortified Roofing Contractor, Scott McCullum.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Hague Certified Roofing Inspector Scotty McCullum has the week off again.
It's his birthday.
It's his birthday?
Happy birthday, Scotty.
Happy birthday to you. Our guest today is Erica Moody of Moody and Foster Roofing. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Retro Radio Randy is running the show today. He's back on probation after what he did last week, so we're not going to let him talk on the air today, but you can talk to him when you call 405-608-4377.
Yeah, I think Randy's got 2 strikes. I think.
We are live streaming today on the McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma YouTube channel, and you can also hear us on freedom969.com. Since Scotty's off today, we'll hear Scott's view from the rooftop. He climbed that ladder again this week.
I sure did, and I had the Charlie horse last night to tell me I did.
Oh, my goodness. Plus, we'll also have some After the Storm tips brought to you by Roof RX, and we'll wrap up with Dad's Wisdom. And coming back from breaks, we'll have some, genuine, obscure historical trivia, extreme obscure historical trivia. Hey, Scott, I got a new coffee maker this week. I ordered it online, came in a factory-sealed box, and in the instruction manual packet, factory-sealed, taped shut.
Where that little registration card is.
Exactly.
Okay.
You guessed it. A handwritten note said, remember to say S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, shouldn't your attorney need a warrant or something to be able to do something like that?
I don't know how he gets away with the crap that he does. I really don't.
It's mind-boggling. You'd think by now he would know. I would remember to say that, but he reminds me every week.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the show. We'll visit more with Erica here. We'll give you an opportunity to talk here in a couple of minutes.
Absolutely, we will.
But Scott, you have a different take on a trivia question this week.
Yeah, I'm just not going to give everybody the answers this time.
So no multiple choice.
No multiple choice. They're going to have to do a little bit of work on their own. So the trivia question is, name 3 CertainTeed products that McRoof uses in installing an IBHS Fortified High Wind and Hail Designated Roof. Tell me at least 3 of the CertainTeed products that I use in installing a high wind and hail designated roof.
If you think you know that answer, give us a call, 405-608-4377, 405-608-4377. The winner will get their choice of either a $25 Lowe's gift card or 2 free tickets to any Carpenter Square Theater production this coming season that opens in about a month.
And then next week we're going to go back to we're going to add some books to the list.
Oh,
I've got
good.
I've got some really favorite books right now that I've been sharing with a lot of people, and we're going to put that back on the list as well. So,
okie doke.
all right.
So once again, 405-608-4377. Name 3 CertainTeed products that McRoof uses in an IBHS fortified high wind and hail roof designation job.
And anyone that was listening last week would know that high wind and hail designated roof requires different CertainTeed products than what I might be installing in a non-designated roof. So there you go. That's the only hint you're going to get.
And I see Erica over there nodding
Erica
in
knows.
agreement. So,
Erica
so
knows.
let's hear, why are you here, young lady?
So I want to thank you for allowing me to be here today, and I have a really strong professional relationship with Scott.
Absolutely.
I'm a roofing company owner that was try to do things the right way, and in meeting with him, I was able to just take things to the next level, and I do a lot of the same things. I am a fortified professional as well.
Fantastic.
I'm a Hague certified inspector as well.
Yay.
Maybe not quite the level he's at, but I am.
Yeah, she's working on it.
I'm
though.
working on it.
Yeah.
But just my relationship with him professionally has, I've always been one to try to do things the right way and follow code and follow the law and be ethical and take care of homeowners. But meeting him and having conversations with him, I've been able to really take it to the next level and do some things
So
even better.
Erica is a collaborator.
Yes.
Okay, she's one of those people that kind of sees a view of the insurance restoration, the roofing space that's very, very similar to my view. She doesn't have the experience, the 40 years behind her, but she has.
You weren't pushing the wheelbarrow back in college.
No, I was not.
She wants to do things the right way. She wants to understand what the building better and what the things like fortified and the systems roofs and everything. And then she's really digging into all of that insurance restoration, very technically competent in the way that she inspects the roofs, the way that she advises her potential clients and things like that. She's not one of those people that's out there that's banging on doors and saying, hey, file a claim and, oh, by the way, sign right here.
Right.
Okay. That's not Erica's business model. So Erica, tell us a little bit about, do you have a service area or do you consider it to be the entire metro? What do you really, how do you look at that?
I serve the entire metro, and even we'll go further out from the metro a little bit further. I've done work in Lawton. I've done work in Henrietta. I've done work in Tulsa. I've done work in Texas. Just depends on, situations that seem to work for us and seem to be clients that really enjoy the type of services that we provide and the systems that we provide. And our kind of unofficial motto of Moody and Foster Roofing is bringing integrity back to roofing.
There you go.
And
nice.
There you go.
there's we just want the people that are doing things the right way, like Scott and myself. We want to collaborate and for us to rise and to in the market.
So how did you get into this business and how long have you been there?
So I started in the industry in 2019 and quickly moved my way up through a company, and then branched off on my own just because I was like, there were certain things that I was very passionate about and was like, the only way I want to do this if I do it myself.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot of respect for the company I used to work for, but I just kind of evolved into a situation where I was like, I need to do this myself.
Sure.
And it was scary at first. It was really scary, and it was kind of lonely, at first, but it's been so rewarding, and just being able to grow and be at that level. And it's really pushed me to become stronger. And I spend so much time like learning new stuff and watching YouTube videos and reading stuff. And You know, I had a conversation yesterday with somebody, and she was like, I didn't know that you couldn't do, for this certain manufacturer, you couldn't do decking a certain way. And I was like, yeah, here's where it shows that you have to do it this certain way. And she was like, well, the company, you know, like I've done roofs and we didn't do it that way. And, you know, type of deal. And she just didn't know. And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, it's understandable.
So Erica is, you know, she's one of a few ladies in the business who are business owners.
Right.
Kirsten Land is another, but there are some others, but there are really not a whole lot of women in our landscape, and I think that's unfortunate because they bring a different view of things,
of course,
and certainly bring a different perspective and the way that they approach the marketplace than what a lot of guys do. And so I'm really proud to have Erica here, and I'm proud that she and I can collaborate on so many things. She's also the president of my B&I group, my Business Networks International group. She's the president of our chapter.
Good for you.
And so we also have times on Thursday mornings that we get together and get to share with a whole group of people, which is really, really cool. But aren't you I saw you at a CertainTeed class not very long ago. So are you a master shingle applicator? Okay.
I am for CertainTeed, and then I have the TAMCO designation as well.
Got you. Okay. So that technical competence, that technical proficiency that we talk about all the time, Rick, with McRoof and with my team, that's what Erica is building. And she has the manufacturer's credentials, she has the fortified credential. And so, folks, when you have a choice and you're talking to roofing contractors, I always tell people you really need to find out what kind of credentials they have. Do they have any special licenses or anything like that? What is it that they're going to be able to bring to you in terms of the technical proficiency that's going to serve your ends and not their pocketbook? That's really what you're looking for as a consumer. And unfortunately, that's not what you get from the vast majority of the industry.
Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and take our first break.
Okay.
We'll be back in a couple of moments. We're visiting with Erica Moody of Moody & Foster Roofing. You're listening to McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. Our trivia question. Name 3 CertainTeed products McRoof uses in an IBHS fortified high wind and hail new roof. 405-608-4377.
This is Chris Guanera, CEO of Blue Falcon Aerial. We're proud to partner with McRoof.us to enhance the Roof RX program. McRoof.us already has a trusted, proven system, and we're here to add an extra layer of precision with crystal clear drone imagery using the state-of-the-art Mavic 3 series. With our background in the surveying industry and as drone instructors at Francis Tuttle, we know accuracy. Our documentation supports McRoof's certified professionals so they can make the best recommendations for your roof, saving lives and protecting property, one roof at a time. Roof RX, where technology meets technical competence.
They deal with the insurance company for you, which is so nice and helpful.
One of the most important things that I prioritize is setting the right expectation, what they can expect from their insurance carrier, what ducks need to be lined up to make sure their project reaches the outcome that they desire.
I'm on the phone most of the day, talking with insurance companies, trying to resolve a claim that has not been paid correctly. We don't give up.
They were able to come out and give a full, in-depth inspection. That process ultimately led to a doubling of the claim.
He probably got me, at least on this roof, $50,000 more by my calculation than I would have gotten with the other roofers.
It goes far beyond what a normal roofing company would do. We're going to do it right.
McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. Welcome back to the show on this date, August, the other A month. August 9th, 1831, the first U.S. steam engine train ran between Albany and Schenectady, New York. on this date. First steam engine train, 1831. On this date in 1842, the U.S.-Canada border was defined by the Webster-Ashburton Treaty. 1842 is when we defined that border with Canada. We have Erica Moody in studio with us today. We'll talk to her a little bit more. But first, we're going to go to our old friend Benny, who's on the phone with a shot at the trivia question.
Hey, Benny, before you do, listen to this. I've got trivia. I've got this date in history of my own. On this date in 1993, my firstborn, Scotty McCollum, came into my life.
There you go.
Thank God.
Hey, the firstborn is a revelation about what parenthood becomes in a heartbeat. Your heart literally melts when you hold that infant in your arms for the first
You betcha. How are you, my friend?
I'm well. I've missed a lot of your shows because of I think I was practically going to have to get a Minnesota driver license, as many trips as I had to make.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to pay taxes up there this year.
Huh?
You're probably going to have to pay taxes up there this year.
Well, I didn't show any income up there. So
Okay.
Hey, a quick trivia back at you.
Yeah.
You know what else is on this date in 1945?
Okay.
The second atomic bomb dropped on Nagasaki.
That's right, on Nagasaki.
Which was the secondary target. The primary was obscure.
Bomb was called Fat Man.
Yep. And the first, of course, was August 6th, earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Anniversary. Anyway.
Okay, trivia question,
here
Benny.
We go. I think I'll start from the bottom up.
Okay, let's do it.
So, folks who may have just tuned in, Benny is about to take a shot at naming 3 certainteed products McRoof uses in an IBHS fortified high wind and hail designation roof. Take it away, Benny.
I get this right. I need to improve my batting average. Okay. Of course, the solid decking, and then the seam seal tape are all of the deck board joints that keeps water from penetrating if the roof should ever
The
get
certainty deck tape. There's one. That's one.
Hurricane clips and fasteners to keep the decking on the rafters and trusses.
Okay, but that's not a certainty product, so you're still on one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, I know you use ring shank nails, and that may not qualify either.
Okay.
The SBS impact resistant, either Northgate or Landmark shingle.
You are exactly right. That's 2, so you got to back up a little bit, and you got to find me one more, Benny. What went on top of that roof deck after the tape went on it?
Well, the underlayment, certainly with the proper fasteners.
Okay, so
that synthetic membrane.
You don't remember the name of that, Benny?
Oh, darn it.
Oh, man.
I know what it is because it's on mine, but darn.
And because of that, we're going to give it to you, Benny.
Give it to him? I don't know.
We're going to raise his batting average.
I tell you what, I'd have given you an F on that. I would not have given it to you. What we were looking for Diamond Deck or
I could not think of the name of it to
Diamond
save my
Deck
neck.
or Roof Runner. Benny's roof has Diamond Deck on it.
Mine has Diamond Deck.
Benny does not have an IBHS fortified high wind and hail roof. No. Benny has a certainteed integrity roof system that we incorporated a Northgate Class 4 Flex Technology shingle into. So he's about as close to fortified as you could get without the ring shank nails and the deck tape. He's almost there. Okay.
Yeah. So. And I didn't know about the fortified at the time, or I would have.
Well, unfortunately, Benny, neither did I. So that's shame on me. Shame on me.
Hey, Benny, I'm going to take a wild guess and say you would prefer to have the $25 Lowe's gift card.
This time around, yes, sir.
All right. Well, next week I'll have some books for you. You'll probably want. So be sure you're listening in. Okay, Benny?
I shall.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for the time, and it's really good to be home for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. All right. God bless you, guys.
Thank you, fellas.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. So now that Now maybe the phone line will ring again, and it will be Avery Smith
or
from
maybe
Orca.
He'll wait till after the bottom of the hour.
Well,
he knows we're
maybe
going to
so.
have another hard break coming up. So anyway,
maybe so. So we do have our Scott's view from the rooftop.
What about our word of the week, Rick?
Oh, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Our word of the week is really kind of important. It was a uniting theme in our conversation.
I beg your pardon.
Today.
Okay, let's go back up and do the word of the week.
Oh, my gosh. And how long have you been doing this show?
I don't know. This is only episode 19.
But for years. All right. Word of the week, preventive maintenance. Defined as maintenance that's proactively performed on an asset to reduce the likelihood of failure, minimize expected downtime, and prolong the useful life. I think that's a pretty good definition. Benefits of preventive maintenance: lengthen the asset lifespan, lower the risk of failures in a roof, leaks, things like that. That would be a failure. Increase the efficiency of whatever that is. We talk about when we do maintenance and inspections and things on roofs, one of the things that we always do the ventilation calculation. Intake and exhaust required to what's actually applied. We're going to change that if the folks will allow us to do that, because that is going to increase the efficiency of not only their roof system, their entire home, but it's going to extend the life of that roof as well. Decrease unplanned downtime. Obviously, this is in terms of equipment or something like this. Sure. And in roofing, this would be decrease that emergency call. Promotes the health and safety of the entire structure, essentially, and in the long run, will save you money. All right? So that's preventive maintenance.
Which only makes sense if you want your roof to last, much like changing the oil in your car on a regular basis if you want your now very expensive car to last.
Well, we talk about it all the time. The idea of a roof being something that you don't pay any attention to. Attitudes are changing. Attitudes are being forced to change for any number of reasons, from an insurance standpoint and also from the fact that roofs have gotten so darned expensive.
Yeah.
Can you afford to just ignore them any longer?
No.
Or do you need to actually get the life expectancy and utility out of that roof that you expected? And maintenance and continuing inspections and repair are paramount to being able to maximize the life of a roof system. So anyway.
Hey, Avery Smith from Orca. I know you've been holding here for a couple of minutes. I'm going to, let's go ahead and say hello. We only have 2 minutes before we have to take a break. Hello, Avery. Are you there?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, bud. How are you? Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies.
Well, I use that term loosely. Very loosely.
Yeah. Very well. When you use that around me, you're using it very loosely anyway. So, what's on your mind this morning, buddy?
Well, I wanted to just call in and talk roofs and talk all the recent goings on, and have you guys throw whatever you want to throw at me. And
we got a minute and a half. Why don't you kind of tease our code session that's going to be coming up pretty quick?
Yeah, we've got a code compliance class coming up on August 21st, and registration for that's been open for just a few days, and the response has been tremendous. We've got space for up to 200 plus people in this venue, and we are closing in on that, so we're excited. There's a way to get registered if you're out there, a roofer out there, want to learn more about code. Just go to orcagroup.org and look at our calendar of events and sign up through the website. It's easy.
And this is not just for members, right?
This is for members and non-members. Absolutely. There is a cost. It's $50, but you're also getting a lot of value out of it. We'll also include lunch during the event, so it's about a 4-hour class at Innovation Hall in near downtown Oklahoma City, just east of downtown Oklahoma City.
Well, I think it'll be standing room only by the time we get to the date, Avery.
I love it.
Thank you, Avery. Hey, if you want to, stick
Avery's
around.
going to hang on. We've
We'll
got
talk
some
to you
stuff
in
we
the-
got to talk on.
We'll talk to you in part 2 of the show. You're listening to McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma, live on Saturday morning on Freedom 96.9 FM. McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma will be back in a few minutes. We're visiting with Avery Smith on the phone and Erica Moody in studio.
Whether the conflict is in the Middle East or Middle Oklahoma, we have the stories that impact your freedom. We're the new Freedom 96.9 and Freedom969.com, Oklahoma's talk radio. Freedom
Weather. Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. This afternoon will be mostly sunny, breezy, and very warm with a high of 99. Tonight, expect breezy conditions early on, then clear skies with a low of 74. Tomorrow will bring mostly sunny skies, breezy conditions, and very warm weather with a chance of a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon and a high of 97. Monday will be humid with intervals of clouds and sun with a chance of a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon and a high of 87. Tuesday will also be humid with a mix of clouds and sun along with a chance of a few thunderstorms in the afternoon and a high of 84. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
We interrupt our program with a special bulletin.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station.
McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air for the second half of today's live radio show on Freedom 96.9 on this date in 1848. Now, America didn't always have just the two parties of Republicans and Democrats. 1848, the U.S. Barn Burners Party merged with the Free Soil Party, nominating Martin Van Buren for president.
Wow.
The Barn Burners were the anti-slavery people, and I imagine the Free Soil People Party were also. Anyway, they merged and nominated Martin Van Buren.
Wow.
1848. 6 years later, 1854, Henry David Thoreau published Walden.
Oh.
And in publishing news also, 1893, the first U.S. bowling magazine was published in New York, 1893.
Wow.
That's pretty extreme, obscure.
I was going to say, were there
historical.
about 3 bowling alleys in the country at that point? You know?
Who knows? I bet it was really popular back then. Okay, so on the phone with us is Avery Smith, the executive director of the Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association, and in studio with us, Erica Moody of Moody and Foster Roofing. Oh, yeah, and Scott McCullum is also here.
Hey, man.
Welcome back,
well,
Avery.
Guys,
Wallflower.
hey, thank you. you guys know, I mean, Scott, you got the radio show. Why not have a roofing magazine too? I mean, come on. Get it together.
I bet there is a roofing magazine.
Oh, the
out
wheels are turning.
Just adding something else to his plate.
That's it.
And by the way, I apologize. I didn't realize Erica was in the studio. So
Well, that's
Hey,
what I was
ladies and
that's what I was
gentlemen.
gigging you about, bud. So anyway.
I heard that laugh back in the background. I was like, wait, okay. All right. Well, let's do it.
Well, Avery, I just wanted to chime in real quickly and just talk about how much we appreciate your leadership with Orca and how much I appreciate being part of the organization. I'm in contact with Avery about once a week, questioning, like, hey, what's going on? And then usually, he gets back to me and has an answer on that. But, that organization is helping lead the way for the state and really doing a lot of really positive things for property owners. And I appreciate that. And I'll share stuff that I hear from him with contractors from other states, and they're like, wow, y'all are actually doing that. And so it's really exciting stuff. And so we appreciate Orca's role in that and his leadership.
Well, and I appreciate the vision. Avery, and obviously the board, and Avery and I have had a lot of conversations. Avery wants to build the organization that's the model for all trade organizations in our part of the country. We don't really, Avery has a vision where we can impact not just in Oklahoma, but we can have impact into some of the surrounding states as well. Collaborate with those folks and offer some of the education, the training, the initiatives that we're going to push forward, and just his vision for where he wants to go with this organization. And everything comes back to the vision starts with the consumers. Yes. And Avery's consumers are our consumers, and Avery's consumers are everyone that's in our industry. So it's a very broad vision, and it's something that I'm really proud to be a part of. I call it the new Orca. This is not the old Orca.
This is not your dad's Orca.
And you just walk into the expo last year, and you felt the energy, and you saw everything that's going on in that room. That's Avery's vision. That's the new Orca. So anyway.
It's exciting stuff.
You guys, I will send you the check later. You hit every point that
wait till I send you the bill, okay? I want to make.
Well, I do want to say this. I do want to say this. In any successful organization, and I've heard Bob Stoops say this about the Oklahoma football program, that the Oklahoma football program is there's no one individual bigger than the program, and I feel that way about Orca. Without the great members that we have, the people who are engaged, the people who are out there and have to deal with us every day, communicating with me and Erica, I appreciate you being in communication with me. Without you guys, we would fail. And you have to have great people to have a great organization. And I just kind of drive the ship, and I appreciate all the support. I really genuinely do. We have come a long way in a year and a half. We still have a long way to go, but we are doing the right things. We're putting that vision into reality, and I just want to thank you both for what you've done. So thank you.
Thank you, Avery. Hey, you sent me a text message yesterday. You wanna jump off on that?
Sure, yeah. We got word that one of our insurance companies here in the state had come up with an addendum, an endorsement to exclude storm damage, wind damage, tornado damage, hail damage from policies. It's a roof surfacing exclusion, and it kind of came out of left field. So that's our newest. And our newest challenge that's been thrown into the mix, and so I will tell our roofers who are listening, when you think that your issues are done, you've settled everything, there's going to be 5 new ones that pop up. That's the reason for Orca. This is the reason for Orca. This is the reason for our executive committee and board and our committees, and why you as a roofer need to stay engaged, because this stuff will affect you. Scott, I'd love for you to elaborate, and then Erica too.
Sure, absolutely. So I'll start with the kind of the macro view, and something that I've been saying for quite a while, and that people are starting to see play out in their day-to-day realities, is that it's the stated position of insurance carriers to find ways to quit having to pay for roofs, okay? And whether that is in terms of the technology, the building science, the systems that we're talking about with CertainTeed's integrity and fortification and all those kinds of things, or whether it's simply with limiting endorsements or exclusions in their policies. This is the reality. This is the new storm that is coming at every homeowner. Most people felt like that's quite a storm when they had to write that check last year for their insurance premium, okay? And I tell everyone, here's a little tidbit off. Down at the bottom where you put memo in, that memo line, don't put homeowner's insurance premium, put roof escrow account, because that's really what that is. The insurance companies know that ultimately they're going to be paying for that roof, and that's why you see all this pressure on roofs, everything about it. You see the exclusionary endorsements, you see the limiting endorsements, you see the higher deductibles for wind and hail. It's all driven by the eventuality of that happening, okay? So here's this endorsement. We do not cover windstorm or hail loss to the roof surfacing of any property covered by this policy. That's pretty simple and pretty straightforward, right? So one of the things that I will say is, and Avery talked about the benefits of ORCA, the knowledge base, the group of people that you have advocating for roofing, advocating for consumers in Oklahoma, a resource for everyone. Well, I reached out to my friend and someone that I can have a conversation with, our insurance commissioner, Glenn Mulready, last night, and I asked him about this, and I got clarification on it. And the clarification on this endorsement, and I think a lot of people may be misunderstanding this is not an endorsement to existing policies. This is not something that this company's insureds are going to get in the mail saying that we are now doing this to you. This is not a unilateral action on the part of the insurance company. Glenn's point to me is that consumers are asking for ways to minimize the insurance premiums that they're paying and are looking for ways to be able to either self-insure or take on more risk for themselves and less for the insurance company. And that's what this is. This is actually a new form of a homeowner's policy that will contain this language. And it will be something that the insured has chosen up front. This is not going to be something that's going to be dictated to an existing insured. Now, you need to be aware that these things are out there, and you need to make sure that you are checking what you are buying and that you are not buying a policy that contains this thinking, oh, that's an awesome premium. It's a third of what everybody else quoted me, without understanding that this is the reason why. That's consumer beware. That is your responsibility. Now, you are responsible to know what it is you're buying, but this is not going to be imposed on someone midterm. This is something that you are going to select and choose to purchase when you're renewing or buying new insurance coverage. I just want to make sure, Avery, that everybody in our landscape understands that.
That's good clarification.
Yeah, it's not midterm endorsements being sent to this company's insureds. It is at renewal or at inception.
Well, and I think buyer beware is really the mantra we need to communicate here, especially to homeowners. I mean, I hear it every week from homeowners who call me, the horror stories, and you're trying to, and you understand why people are trying to cut corners here and there, because it's just gotten so outrageous for the average person to afford.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that our homeowners, and that's one of our number one jobs as a trade association, is to make sure that homeowners understand that when you're looking at your policy quotes, you're comparing apples to apples and not apples to oranges. And
right.
Your agent should, be very helpful along that front. They should be. But when you see a 50% premium difference, really dive into that and figure out why.
Find out why. Exactly. Yeah. Well, the deductible situation, the ACV situation, the roof payment schedule, the ordinance or law coverages. There's a reason that premium is a fraction of. From Commissioner Mulready, just so everything is exactly right. With rising percentage deductibles, folks have asked about self-insuring their roofs for a substantial discount on their premiums. That's exactly what the response was. I followed up with that and said, so this is not an endorsement on midterm policies. This is something that people would have selected on renewal or inception. He absolutely confirmed that.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, with that,
appreciate
we'll
him
take
clarifying
our
that.
final break of the day. We'll
Avery,
be back
hang
with
on
Avery.
if you want, or we love having you here, and appreciate you calling either way.
Oh, no, Avery, please stick around because I want to ask
okay,
you more
okay,
about
there you
your
go.
code
Hang around,
compliance
Avery.
class. So don't.
Okay.
You can go get a cup of coffee. You have 2 minutes.
All right.
McRoof Fortifies
I'm here for you.
McRoof
Thank you.
Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9 will return after these words. Homer Stacy was a wholesome, good American kid from Texas. At the age of 18, he enlisted in the United States Army Horse Cavalry and was stationed at Fort Bliss. Homer was fascinated with aircraft, so he went to flight school and became an Army Air Corps pilot. Homer Stacy flew a Convair B-24 Liberator, the Yankee Doodle Dandy, on November 11, 1943, when his crew, along with 31 other bombers, destroyed a ball-bearing plant in occupied France. On a return trip, a mechanical failure caused the Yankee Doodle Dandy to drop out of formation, leaving it vulnerable, and shortly thereafter, 7 German Me-109s shot down the plane near Andano, Italy. 4 crew members were killed on board, the others parachuted. 1 was captured and taken prisoner. Homer was among the remaining 5 who made it to Switzerland and returned to duty. Homer Stacy survived World War II, the Korean War, and retired after 23 years of service with many awards and commendations, including the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Purple Heart, and multiple air medals. Homer Stacy McCollum, Scott McCollum's dad. Scott McCollum is McRoof. McRoof.us is owned and operated by the McCollum family, an honorable, trustworthy red, white, and blue family. If you want to fortify your property, call McRoof.us at 405-877-4663. Ask for your complimentary roof inspection performed by a credentialed Hague residential inspector. McRoof.us, saving lives and protecting property by fortifying Oklahoma, one roof at a time. McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9 live on Saturday morning for our final segment of the show. In this segment's extreme obscure historical trivia, on this date in 1910, Chicago resident Alva Fisher received a patent for the electric washing machine. 1910. On this date in 1974, Richard Nixon resigned as president. And then, this is so obscure. On this date in 1988, just one day after 8/8/88, the number 888 was the winning lottery number in New York.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty obscure. Wow.
Okay, so we have Avery Smith, the executive director of the Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association, on the phone, and we have Erica Moody in studio, but Scott McCollum, you take over the microphone.
I just want to say one thing because I think we're going to run out of time with Avery on the line and Erica here. I wanted to tell everyone, remind everyone that the final rollout of the Strengthen Oklahoma Homes grant program opened up last Monday at noon. There is a huge list of zip codes that have never been included in the grant program before, and people need to go and research that. If you're in a situation where you have an insurance replacement in the works, or you need a new roof, you need to go and look into the new zip codes for the grant program and make sure you don't miss out. That's $10,000 towards the fortification of your replacement roof.
Do you think that will be renewed down the road?
I will absolutely have grant programs next year. And yeah, but this is the final one for this year.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, Avery, I have a question for you. Are you still there?
I am here.
Okay, great. Thank you. This flyer that I'm looking at about your code-compliant roofing workshop, this has to do with the new city ordinance that implemented roofing inspections for re-roofs. Is that right?
Well, to a degree, yes. And actually, we have our esteemed individual who'll be leading that class on the line with us here, Mr. Scott McCollum. So I would actually like him to go into detail about this class and the content. Scott, take her away, man.
Well, I think to answer your question, Rick, the driver for this, or maybe the impetus for this, is the whole idea that we do now have the city of Oklahoma City, who has roofing permits and an inspection process in place for any re-roof after August the 1st, or any repair over 500 square feet. So we know that there's a lot of people out there who haven't been paying attention. We know there's a lot of people out there that probably don't know anything about this. And we want to make sure that everyone knows what this is and what it really means. There is a huge difference in the roofs that most people have been getting in Oklahoma historically and what a code-compliant roof would look like. The building code is very, very specific. It is prescriptive, as we say, all right? And it has certain requirements and things that are required to be done to build a code-compliant roof. And I will just tell you, I say this all the time, there is not 1% of roofs being built in Oklahoma every single day that is truly 100% code compliant.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're going to have a group of people in the room who will understand, and they will know, and they will be able to think about, what do we need to do? What do we need to change about the way we build roofs? What training do our crews need? What training do our people need? And what does that mean in terms of what we deliver in the form of an estimate, pricing to our consumers? And what does it mean that we drive in terms of value to the marketplace? And this is really what this course is about. Code-compliant roofing is something very different than what most roofs look like in Oklahoma, unfortunately. And that's kind of shame on the restoration and roofing industry. Shame on us, okay? And that's what this is really about.
So, Avery, I have a question. You mentioned earlier that it's not just for ORCA members. So who all is invited to, of course, pay the $50 to get in, but who's eligible? Who wants to come? Who should come to this?
Well, contractors are going to be, the driving presence at this event. But I've had manufacturers sign up for this class. I've had suppliers sign up for this class. Really, it's across the board for people who are hungry to learn more about code. And even though this is open to non-members, the majority of the registrants are ORCA members. And I think that's really an important differentiation to make, is that ORCA members tend to really care about this stuff. Yeah. And when you as a homeowner, when you as a policyholder are looking for a quality roofer, that's why we have that portal at orcagroup.org where you can search our member database of contractors, because these folks genuinely care about code and about being compliant and doing the right thing by their clients. And so
Avery,
that's what we do. Yeah.
I got a suggestion for you. We should get everybody who has signed up to invite a non-member. Mm-hmm. That's what we ought to do.
That's a great challenge.
Get everybody that's signed up to invite a non-member. And then you know what's missing, Avery? Homeowners.
Yes.
I was just wondering if homeowners would be interested in coming to this.
I would think that some homeowners would be. And I
certainly
we
someone
would
who
welcome that, wouldn't we, Avery?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Certainly someone who has in their near future, they know they're going to be getting a roof.
I would comp my homeowners if they wanted to come.
Yes.
Well, and I'll tell you, you guys are probably the same way in your own communities. There's an endless number of Facebook pages that are dedicated to each of our individual communities, multiple per community. We need to just get this thing viral and invite homeowners to show up and learn about it themselves, so they know what they're looking at, what's being put on their roof, and not just taking the word for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Avery, I went to one of your Orca events at Innovation Hall where this class will be held as a guest of Scott McCullum and McRoof. And I noticed there was some apprehension among some roofers. And so my question to you is, at this workshop, do you plan having armed guards to protect you from the insurrection?
You know, when you lead an organization like this, you're gonna, and if you've got 500 members, you're going to have nearly 500 opinions on how to do things. And so managing the chaos, we call it, you're herding cats. That's a part of the job description, is to herd those cats and eliminate the danger of just all-out war happening. But this is an exciting time for the roofing industry in Oklahoma. I mean, but everything is changing.
To Rick's point, I am wearing a flak jacket when I go to this.
Good for you. Good for you.
Well, I think what it is, it's disruptive, right? I mean, when you hear, a lot of times you hear, well, we've been doing it this way forever.
Yep.
Well, okay, but that doesn't mean it's the right way.
Yep.
And so things are tightening up in this state from a policy standpoint, from a regulatory standpoint, from a safety standpoint, from an insurance standpoint. We have not had to take all those things into account in the past, and now we do.
Well, and Avery, when we talk about the new Orca and the old Orca, to me, was exactly that. The old Orca was, well, this is the way we do it. Well, why do you do it that way? I don't know. This is the way we do it. We've always done it that way. And the new Orca, you look around and you look at the young people and you look at the women and you look at the diversity in that group and you look at the people that are seekers and they're wanting to understand and they're wanting to look at this as a profession, not just a paycheck. All right.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, Scott, you are right on. Orca has become really a pretty big tent organization.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
Bring it on.
Yep.
Well, Avery, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I do want to remind listeners out there that if you are interested in going to this code compliance class, code compliant roofing class on August 21st, $50, you can go to orcagroup.com.
And if you want to become one of Erica or my clients, I'll comp your ticket.
I'll comp it.
There you go. Such a deal. Save $50.
Wheeler, dealer.
Avery, thanks a lot, buddy. Really appreciate you. Hey, Rick, I want to make sure we give Erica a chance to let everybody know how they can get in touch with her, how they can find her, collaborate with her, and maybe find some value in what she has to offer them as well.
Well, thank you. And I wanted to start by saying that one thing that came to mind when he was talking about apples to apples, when you're looking at your roof estimates, you need to look at apples to apples as well, because if you're going to bring out somebody like McRoof or Moody & Foster Roofing, our estimate's going to look a little different than some others may look. And so there's going to be good reasons.
And that's what I always tell the people that say, oh, I need 3 estimates. No, you don't. No. Because, number one, none of the 3 are going to be the same.
That's
no
right.
2 of the 3 are going to be the same. And number 2, you don't have the technical competency or understanding to even know what the differences are.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a great point. So our website is getmeanewroof.com.
Getmeanewroof.com.
That's catchy.
You like
That's
that?
catchy. Yeah.
And we have a Facebook page for Moody & Foster Roofing. You can Google Moody & Foster Roofing and get to us. We would love to just have conversations with homeowners or property owners about what their challenges are.
You want to give somebody your cell phone number so they can text you?
Of
Somebody may
course.
want to talk to.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Somebody may want to talk to a pretty young lady instead of talking to me. So give them your cell phone number.
Erica,
I give people my cell phone number.
Well, yeah, but you're not pretty and young and woman. So I would suggest.
Man,
let
he's
them
running
find you on
interference,
Facebook.
isn't he?
Okay. They can they can DM me on Facebook, and I respond pretty quickly, and I just love meeting new people.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
hey, I got to say really quickly here, S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 800000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing. Dad's wisdom.
And Erica and I both subscribe to this. A job well done is its own reward.
Right.
Thank you, Erica Moody. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Erica.
Avery Smith. Thank you, Scott McCullum.
And Benny. Thank you, Benny.
Thank you, Benny. Thank you,
Thank
Retro
you, Chris.
Radio Randy.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll
Randy.
revisit that
Yeah, Randy. Thank you, too.
You know, that probation next week. You've been listening to McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. I'm Rick Allen Lippert. Thank you very much for listening today. We'll be back next week with another live edition of McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma.
Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week.
KQOP Enid, Oklahoma City. Freedom is our name. The new voice of Oklahoma. We're